Get ready for the biggest wave in the game. It's no mania, and the world will never be the same. Wrestling news, drama, it's all here. Tune in now, cause Noah's bringing the crew. From the ring to the screen, he's got the scoop. Breaking down WWE, Raw, the crew. SmackDown, AEW, the top spots to be. Noah Mania's the name, and the future you'll see. Hollywood buzz and the drama that's real. Noah's on fire and you'll feel the appeal. From the ring to the screen, he's got the scoop. Breaking down WWE, Raw, the crew. SmackDown, AEW, the top spots to be. Noah Mania's the name, and the future you'll see. Hollywood buzz and the drama that's real. Noah's on fire and you'll feel the appeal. Podcast, YouTube, where the stories unfold. He's got the content and it's pure gold. From the square circle to the red carpet bright, Noah Mania's rising and he's taking flight. A sexy encyclopedia, he's the king of internet media. Noah Mania's on the rise, watch him take control. The biggest name on YouTube and he's on a roll. Wrestling drama, all the world's trends. Tune in now, cause the fun never ends. Noah Mania's got the vision, the heat of fire, climbing higher and higher. He's your empire, the biggest YouTuber, watch him ignite. It's Noah Mania, turning up the light. He's dropping the truth, no holding back. Every wrestling move and every hot track. From the backstage gossip to the latest fight, Noah Mania's here to keep it all tight.
Yeah.
Hollywood and the YouTube scene, he's breaking it down like you've never seen. All the
Holy crap, it's Thursday.
news, you'll never
Yeah.
He's got all the views from the square circle to the red carpet.
What's up, live chat?
And he's taking flight. He's got the taste that
Already got an eventful live chat going on.
the king of the game. Noah
What's up, Teabag?
watch him take control. The biggest name on YouTube and he's on a roll. Wrestling drama, all
Ernie, where's the beer?
the fun never ends. Noah Mania
I got some Captain Morgan. I got some vodka,
the biggest YouTuber, watch him ignite. It's
and I have a couple of
the light. From the mat
I have a couple of bottles of Chi-Chi's that fucking Mike bought
on the edge of their seats. Wrestling drama.
before a PLE. He thought that was a good idea. I had to explain to him that any kind of flavored fruity alcoholic beverage that depends primarily upon wine to get you fucked up, that ain't nothing I want to mess around with. Just saying. We got Ernie Aosta in the live chat. That's Music and Beyond. Check out the Music and Beyond podcast. It's pretty incredible. And I gotta say, I feel indirectly bad for Ernie because he had a great loss in his life recently. Well, it was a loss to everybody, especially with the resurrection of King of the Hill, but him especially. He knew John Redcorn, like the real John Redcorn, the one who, and it's crazy, the real person, the voice actor, looks exactly fucking like John Redcorn. And Ernie knew him and met him and hung out with him. It's really fucked up what happened. I completely believe that he was killed because he was gay, or at least partly because of that. And the state of Texas, they're just going to sweep that shit under the rug. All them MAGAs. I do have a question for Ernie because I know Ernie, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I interpret you as being a bit of a Trump supporter. Did that at all make your relationship with John Redcorn any more awkward? And I do have one question. Did he ever give you one of his famous migraine healing treatments? Let us know in the live chat. Did John Redcorn give you a healing migraine treatment? The world wants to know. Yeah, he said in the chat, yeah, that's why he was killed and it was swept under the rug. I mean, it's our opinion, of course. We can't say for certain. I'm a Trump supporter for the heat. I don't care about the politics. Ugh. I got to have a talk with you. I haven't gotten to you yet, Jeremy. I haven't gotten to you just yet. And bullshit, Ernie. Okay, let me ask you this. Did you ask John Redcorn for one of his world famous migraine healing treatments? I want to know. I want to know if you asked. I heard Trump will give Alaska to Putin to end the war in Ukraine. Isn't the total land area of Alaska larger than the entire country of Ukraine? Here's a wild thought, and I'm actually surprised Donald Dumbass hasn't thought of this already. And by the way, this is the Thursday episode of the Noah Mania Experience where I just talk about whatever the hell I want. Okay? This is all the shit. This show is all the shit that's been stewing in my brain, in my enormous medulla oblongata over the last week. If you don't like it, get the hell out of here. Coming to you from the soon-to-be world-famous Noah Mania Studios in beautiful Sacramento, California. So he did offer you one of his healing treatments, and what did you say? Did you say yes? I'm actually disappointed in you that you wouldn't take him up on that, because that's a good story for the bar, you know? I got a migraine healing treatment from John fucking Redcorn. Man, I'm sad. Like, it's hard for me to watch the new King of the Hill because of that. How about this? How about Donald Dumbass? What if he does this? I'm surprised he hasn't suggested it yet. Don't give Alaska to Putin. Tell Putin he can have Ukraine and then move all of them to Alaska. I'm surprised Trump hasn't suggested that because he's an idiot. I'm not suggesting that's a good idea. I'm just surprised his stupid little pea-brain mind hasn't thought of that himself. He probably has. Jeremy! I'm not snubbing you. I haven't gotten to you yet. There's a lot going on. Jeremy is in the chat, host of Crimson Wrestling Podcast. Is that still around, Jeremy? Let me know. Let me know. I want to give Crimson Wrestling Podcast a plug if it's still a thing, because that's the only way we're gonna be able to make our shit grow around here. We got to be each other's Viagra and help each other grow. I got to take things to the next level. I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. That's cool, man. I've been doing good. Thank you for asking. It's been a rough week at the office, but I'm getting over it. I'll figure it out. I always do. I'm resourceful. I don't do shit because it's easy. I do it because it's hard. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in PLE. You do up to 4 a week? Wow, I need to up my game. All right, let's give this channel a proper plug, because we're decent human beings around here. We're going to give his channel a plug. Crimson Wrestling Podcast. All right, let's see here. Here we go. Crimson Wrestling Podcast. Let's pop this open here. Let's even get some sound on. I hope you don't mind. I'm not trying to, I hope I don't catch a copyright claim from you if I play a clip. Let's hear it. Oh, wow, look at this. Let's give this a try here, shall we? Oh, it's a watch along. You're not actually saying anything. I want to see a review. Where's your review videos at? Here, let's click this one. I want to hear what you have to say about it. It's a cool graphic. Where's your review? Is it just you staring at the show? What's the deal? Here, let me get rid of this. I gotta get rid of this. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me know now. I'm curious. Is the whole premise just you looking at the camera or watching something? Hang on. Thank you for subscribing, Ernie. I'm an ex-Trump supporter. You won't. I didn't even get that type of plug. I'm so mad at my program. For now, yes. Well, you need to actually talk. You need to give people your opinion. That's how you're going to get viewers. Give people a unique opinion, a unique take on what it is you're watching. I got news for you. Our titties aren't nice enough to just be eye candy for people. We got to actually offer some substance. Yeah, that's cool, man. I had to do the same. It's actually not that expensive anymore. Like, I went overboard on my computer. My computer cost me over $5,000. I bought it less than a year ago. It's a MacBook Pro M3 Max 16-inch with 128 gigs of RAM and a 4 terabyte solid state drive. And that was a deal. I got it off the refurb store and got an extra veterans discount through one of my oldest friends. And it's crazy, though. It's the only way I'm able to do this, where I'm able to go live in 4K and then record a copy in 4K. Works really well. But other than that, it's not that expensive to set up a studio. It's really not. All right, what's going on in the chat here? Oh, I'm losing it. Let me scroll back up so I can catch up, see what's going on. Next month, putting a studio together. That's cool. T-Bag says he's an ex-Trump supporter. So what initially, I'm curious now, T-Bag, what initially made you a Trump supporter? And what flipped you? Because it's actually quite rare. It's being a Trump supporter is like having the HIV, the HIV. There ain't no cure for it. So how did you manage to break away from that bullshit? And why? That's what I want to know. What's up, Tony? Tony H in the live chat. Ernie says, I'm going to interview strictly female-fronted bands. Yeah, and then, but the funny thing with Ernie's the perfect person to be interviewing those women, because Ernie, I'm not even joking either. Ernie's got a really bad lazy eye. And so he could stare and they won't catch him. Taco Trump. Taco Trump. Mohammed! What's up, Mohammed? Then Ernie says he podcasts on his phone. He is cheap. No, you're not cheap. Cheap is a decision you consciously make. I'm cheap. You, sir, you're just poor. But that's okay. I've been there too. And you know what the cure for being poor is? And this is what's going to make me sound like a conservative, but I really ain't. I'm so far to the left, it's not even funny. But you know what the cure to being poor is? Work. You need to make more money, work some more. If you're able-bodied, of course. I know there's some people that they can't for one reason or another, disabilities. You know, if you watch Avengers 2004, you can see me and my friend the whole time on camera in the audience. That's really cool, man. If you go back and watch SummerSlam 2009, skip to the part of SummerSlam. It's one of the in-between segments. They had Nancy O'Dell interviewing Freddie Prinze Jr. That is the most I was ever featured on a WWE broadcast. I sat in the celebrity section of SummerSlam. I sat with Freddie, and he was in that seat all fucking night. And he was taking notes because this was before they hired him to be on the creative team. And that's why he was there. He was an invited guest. And sitting next to Freddie was Jenna Jameson. And then on the other side of her was her boyfriend, Tito Ortiz. And then on the other side of Tito Ortiz was Arsenio Hall and his family. All really cool. Yeah, Jeremy, I know you're on my personal Facebook. There's photos on there of that. Oh, Tony, you don't work at the dildo factory no more? I thought you worked at the dildo factory. This was 2009, Tony. This was 09. I'll tell you what I'm really kicking myself for, though, and I actually did get a photo with Tito, which was cool. But I'm kicking myself because one section over, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw him taking pictures with fans, and then he booked it. But fucking Slash was sitting one section over. Oh, man, I really wish I would have gotten a picture with Slash. I prefer photos over autographs. And plus, then you know the person, you're not like an autograph hound just trying to sell it. You just go on my Facebook and look at them. Don't give me a homework assignment, Jeremy. I got enough homework assignments. Let's talk about some stuff. Let's talk about the big thing of the week. What was the big thing of the week, everyone? It was the fucking Hulk Hogan TMZ documentary. It aired on Fox primetime 2 nights ago. And I am just like in awe of it. I'm going to put this out there again for those of you that didn't tune in. I think I went on a rant ad nauseum on Tuesday's show that, look, Hulk Hogan is like our crazy uncle. We've known him all of our lives. We looked up to him as kids. He was like a hero figure to us. But as an adult, we realized, yeah, Uncle Terry's a bit of a drunk and says stupid shit and makes stupid choices with women, and he's a drama queen. But you know what? I know he's not a bad person. He didn't kill anyone. I still love the guy. Or maybe a better way to describe it is, okay, separate Terry from the character. But I don't even think you can do that because of the RNC thing. He showed up as Hulk Hogan, and he basically told all of his little Hulkamaniacs, support Trump or you're not a real American or a Hulkamaniac. That's fucked. I don't agree with that. But this still, like, it hurts me more. I know it's probably on network television. Not that many. I mean, I'm sure it helped that it was on the Fox network. They certainly weren't going to have that air on fucking ABC. Well, CBS might, since they're kissing the ring. But it was wild. It opened up with something that was there was actually a preview of this that was released. Why is my table all? I hate it when that happens. Hate it when I have a sticky surface. I feel like I need to go get a wipe. It's like aggravating me now. Hang on, I gotta wipe this table off. I'm going nuts here. This is crazy. I gotta wipe this table off. I'm a madman when it comes to stuff like this. I'm sorry. I'm just a madman. Okay. All right. Yeah, I just put some water on a napkin here. Let me see if I wipe my table off at least. I really don't like dirty surfaces. There's something really gross about a sticky table. I'm just a madman. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to forgive me there. All right, let's check on the live chat. I have to supervise the children. Oh, look at that. Why is it that this won't refresh itself? I have to like click on it, otherwise we won't see any chats on screen. Why is that? I gotta figure out how to really tweak this shit. I think it's to do with Chrome though, because the window's minimized. Oh well. Live chat, what's going on? Oh yeah, Tony, you still work at the dildo factory, I thought. Oh, what kind of discount did you get on them anyway? Cool story to tell you about Stone Cold when I met him for the first time. Oh, cool. Let me know in the live chat. I met Stone Cold. I actually got a signed copy of the Stone Cold Truth. I met him out of Borders Books over 20 years ago when the book came out. What else is going on? Vince McMahon's lockbox. Hulk Hogan's story just not get any better. It's even getting sad. Yeah, it's getting sadder. Noah wiping stream confirmed. Yeah, it's true. Why is it sticky, Noah? No, it's because I was freaking probably eating Popeyes in here, dipping my tender in sauce. That did not sound right. That didn't sound right. 5 a.m. here, 11 a.m. starting work. Loyal Noah Mania fan here. Dude, what time do you wake up in the morning? Or are you like up all night smoking weed or something like that? Hang on, let me hide my shame here 1 second. Ah! Yeah! Whoa! Hey, what are you insinuating, Teabag? What are you implying? Tell me the truth. Don't lie to me. I have a question. Do I need a haircut? It was back when he couldn't drink because he was on probation. He came out and got on top of the table and cracked open 2 cans of Diet Pepsi and dumped it over himself before he even met anyone. Oh, that's another thing. I hate feeling sticky. And there's nothing that grosses me out more than a sticky child with sticky fingers and snot or food all over their face. It's disgusting. Yeah, my Stone Cold story. Like I said, I met him at Borders Books. He's a cool guy. Got a photo with him, giving the middle finger. It was kind of cool. It was pretty cool. Anyway, back to the Hulk Hogan documentary. It opened up with that scene of the TMZ studios. It was almost like they were filming an episode of their TV show. But I'm curious now if that's how they produce their show. If they just have like the camera rolling in their little communal workspace, and then they clip out parts of it for the TV show. Because that's wicked crazy timing if they were just filming then and it happened. I'll tell you, that freaking Harvey Levin guy, he went from being... What wasn't Harvey Levin the fucking MC from the original People's Court? I think he was. And look at him now. He starts TMZ, which everyone thought was a big fucking joke when it was first hyped up and announced. And like instantly, it surpassed all the tabloids, all the legitimate entertainment news outlets, and now it's the biggest. And it's respected like it's a legitimate news organization. That Harvey Levin guy is brilliant. And I'm not just saying that because he's an attorney and will sue my ass off. It's actually pretty brilliant. So yeah, and this was a really interesting documentary, but it was odd. The only thing I didn't like about it was how it was presented, which was it felt like a bunch of spliced together clips, like they took a bunch of TikTok clips of interviews and just spliced them all together and inserted a really, really over the top large amount of commercial breaks in there. It was very oddly put together. It didn't feel polished. I mean, it's really cool that they did this for him, but it was just, the editing was odd. It didn't feel like you watch a Dateline type documentary. Like if you fucking had Dateline cover it, have Keith Morrison. Have fucking Keith Morrison narrate it. And I've always told Mary that if I'm ever murdered and it's like one of those unsolved mystery type things and Dateline wants to do an episode on it, I formally request Keith Morrison narrate that fucking episode. Just his cliffhangers before they would cut to commercial break are just top notch. And he's like 90 years old. It's like, so Billy and the neighbor woman were just friends. Or so it seemed when Dateline continues. Something like that. But yeah, no, that would have been much smoother in terms of the documentary than the way they did it. But is what it is. It's on Hulu. Well, yeah, but it originally aired on Fox. On the Fox network. And then it was on Hulu the next day. They have a camera that's always rolling and then normal studio cameras. That makes sense. But I'll tell you something. You know who wakes up every day and wishes they were Harvey Levin? Fucking Steve Carrier, the owner of ringsidenews.com. He's like Harvey Levin in his own mind. But I gotta hand it to the guy. He's really upped the game on his website. And I go on ringsidenews.com more than any other site. And I just love the fact that with all of his flaws, when people do troll him and talk shit to him, he'll fucking clap back. I gotta admire that guy. He claps back. Is that again because you're cheap, Ernie? Or just because you're poor? And you could fucking get a job if you wanted to, Ernie. I've known you long enough. I've known you long enough to know that you are completely able to work. You just choose not to. People with your brain smarts are able to work if they choose to. What are you talking about as long as we don't get the clap? What are you talking about getting the clap? No, you're poor and lazy. That's what the problem is. You fucking love Whataburger so much. Why don't you get a job there? Or move to Tennessee and be Lindsay Snyder's fifth ex-husband. Lindsay Snyder, the owner of In-N-Out Burger. In case you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because I'm out of my mind right now. I'm just out of my mind. Everybody is poor. Only Noah owns 2 houses. I mean, you could argue that it's actually 3 houses because one of the houses is a 2-unit duplex. And I own both sides. I know you got into a car accident, dude. What I'm saying is you're really, really smart. If anything, you should take it as a compliment. I'm not shaming you. You know I love you. I've known you for years. What I meant was, you could. I'm trying to hype you up. You have the capability to achieve your goals if you set out. If you set out for them. If you can put together interviews with bands and ask intelligent, pointed questions and document it and create your podcast, you weren't exactly lobotomized, my friend. You are very smart. I'm just saying. I'm physically disabled. I get it. I could go get my own handicap placard right now if I wanted to. Yes. Yes. You're getting the older and wiser version of Noah Mania. I'm a new man compared to 6 years ago. I'm a new man. I was reborn. The car accident 5 years ago almost fucking killed me. And that's why I'm disabled. But I was reborn. Because I believed in the almighty me. Yeah, exactly. Me. I believed in me. Maybe if you believed in me, you'd achieve your goals. So, with that being said, everyone at home, smash that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell. Same attitude. What's that supposed to mean? Same attitude. All right, so back to the Hogan documentary. There was a lot of celebrities that were interviewed during it, wrestlers. I mean, Sylvester Stallone, that was pretty cool that they got Stallone on there. Look, I don't agree with the guy's politics whatsoever, but his movie career, it, it's hard to compare to anyone else. And that show that he's doing right now on Paramount Plus, Tulsa King, fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant, except the fact that they had that asshole on that show. You know that one actor? He played the villain in Walking Tall with The Rock. I forget the dude's name. If you remember it, put it in the live chat. But that's the same douchebag that turned down acting roles because he firmly believed that if he kissed a woman on the set during a movie that he was cheating on his wife. You fucking nerd. Well, whatever. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean, it could be worse, I guess. I mean, it's not like Pence. The fucking guy wasn't allowed to go to a work dinner with a female colleague to discuss work without his wife present because otherwise he'd be cheating on her. And I'll tell you something, the fact that he is so like firm on that and incapable to have a work lunch with a female coworker, the fact that that's so off limits tells me that his brain is going to some wrong, bad places. Neil McDonough, I think that's who it was. Do you believe in Joe Hendry? Wave your hands from side to side and say, I believe in Joe Hendry. Fucking brilliant song. He manipulated, he worked the crowd with those lyrics, and now he's a star. He's a major player in 2 promotions, WWE and WWE TNA. Remember it used to be NWA TNA? It's becoming WWE TNA. I actually really think that it's going to become WWE TNA. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. You know the streamer? Streamer Ninja. His wife is fully against him doing any streaming with females because it makes her feel uncomfortable. So he does it and doesn't get mad about it. Some people are like that. So he doesn't stream with the women, or he does to stick it to his wife. That's weird. I mean, look, I think it's at this stage of my maturity in my life, I think it's odd for men and women to socialize that are not pursuing each other. I don't know. I think that is kind of odd. But I don't know. What do I know? But if you can't even work with the opposite sex, that's weird. Oh man. Dry throat. So Sylvester Stallone was on the show, which was really cool. You had Bill Goldberg was on the show. I'm never, after seeing a compilation of Bret Hart doing the Bill Goldberg and Bill Goldberg, it's like always Bill Goldberg. So from now on, it's always going to be Bill Goldberg. Thanks a lot, Bret. Mick Foley was really hugely featured. I wish I knew what was up with Mick. Did him and Colette separate? I remember seeing the thing on social media about the porn star that made a post on X, and it was like, it insinuated that she was in a romantic arrangement with Mr. Michael Francis Foley. That like hurts my soul, because those two are like the perfect couple. So that would just devastate me to know if they got a divorce. Yeah, so Foley, Jimmy Hart, Charlotte Flair, Mark Henry. One thing I did notice that was hilarious was, aside from Vince's face looked like it was melting off, Mark Henry, like 3-4 weeks ago, wasn't his beard snow white? It magically changed color. But he did look like 25 years younger. So I will give it to him there. It was a good look. I just thought it was funny. Just saying. I really thought, and I'm jumping all over the place here. I realize that. I really thought that Jimmy Hart, he said probably one of the sweetest things. Like, you could tell. Like, say what you will about Hulk Hogan. He made some significant mistakes. I'm not celebrating him one way or another. I'm just like looking at the wrestling character and things like that. But one thing I did notice, just calling it as I see it, Jimmy Hart. If anyone questioned for a second whether or not Jimmy Hart was a friend of Hogan, you watch that documentary, you can tell Jimmy Hart, they were like ride till they die. Like that was a fucking friend right there. And the way that he pointed out that right now Hogan is meeting all those people in heaven that were important to him, like his parents, Andre the Giant, Howard Finkel. He even mentioned Howard Finkel, Macho Man. Like, it almost brought a tear to your eye. Again, the terrible things aside that Hulk Hogan said, that was like a really sweet gesture. I did get to meet Jimmy Hart once. Nice guy. I met him outside of Staples Center. It might have been his first time ever going there, because I was outside the arena. It was before SummerSlam, either 2009 or 2010. This was during that like 4 or 5 year stint where they ran it at Staples Center in Los Angeles. Well, I was standing out there like 4 hours before the show, because there's a lot to do in that area. They called it Nokia Plaza back then. I don't know what they call it now. But Jimmy Hart came running by and he was like, "Oh, I'm lost. I'm lost, brother. Where do I go?" And he was like basically where the Marks were having to go into the arena. He didn't know where to go. Obviously, he had a backstage pass. But yeah, he stopped and chit-chatted for a second. It was fun. Nice guy, though. The Mark Henry stuff was pretty fucking deep. He talked about how sad, obviously, that what Hulk Hogan said, how sad it made him. and basically like, man, I grew up as your fan and you broke my heart. And to Mark Henry's credit, how he's able to stay so objective when he has very personal reasons to feel betrayed by Terry for what he said in the sex tape. So, no, that was really cool. Mark Henry really carried his head high. As for Vinnie Mac, man, his pants were on fire from all the lies so much that it caused his face to melt. It was wild. The big takeaway was Vince's opinion. He straight up branded Hulk Hogan's language as quote unforgivable, but said it does not define his character or who he really is. And said he knew Hogan and he didn't think Hulk Hogan was really a racist. And Vince flat out, I guess Vince McMahon is the authority on this. He said, effectively, I'm paraphrasing now, he said, Hulk Hogan deserved to pay a high price and he paid the high price. Such as Vince declaring that it's up to him. He determines that Hulk Hogan's been punished enough. Vince McMahon, he wants the ultimate control till his bones turn to dust. I picture Vince like Sheev Palpatine. You know, Emperor Palpatine, Star Wars. Remember the last Star Wars movie? I fucking hate that Rey girl. I think Rey is the worst Star Wars character since fucking Jar Jar Binks. I'm putting that out there right now. All right, what's going on in live chat? We believe in Noah. Talk Mentee, I'm fully comfortable in my marriage. My wife works with men and talks to them all the time as part of life. Yes, but do you go through her phone? Yeah, thank you, Teabag. Ray is the worst. Vince supporting his moneymaker. Yeah. Or Lawler. What else is going on? Woo! All right. Back to the Hogan thing. Yeah, Vince said he paid a high enough price. Vince also pointed out how he basically felt snubbed by WWE, that he wasn't allowed to be present for the 10 bell salute. And he also basically called out his son-in-law and said that the Monday Night Raw Netflix debut where Hogan got booed out of Los Angeles, Vince pretty much came out and said that he thought that was executed terribly, and basically says son-in-law made a mistake and that Vince would have never let something like that occur. He would have protected the Golden Goose, his original Golden Goose. Can't quit chugging Dr. Pepper. Something's the matter with me. Mark Henry called out how he made suggestions to Hogan when he was trying to repent so he could get reinstated into the WWE Hall of Fame. Mark Henry reached out to him and said, look, you need to go on a redemption tour and go tour some black colleges and speak at them and look them in the eye and apologize. And Hogan basically didn't follow through with that. Mick Foley kind of defended Hogan a little bit. questioning whether it's fair to judge someone solely on their worst moment, and noting Hogan's broader legacy. It includes way more than just all those missteps. So it's really interesting. It was funny what. Let's talk about Vince for a second here. JR gave his take on how Vince looked. He said, quote, "I thought he looked tired, withdrawn, and it had me concerned. Whoever did his makeup should be fired." And it's crazy that he looks like that. And I think they also need to look at taking the guy's driver's license away. He's been in so many car accidents. Remember all that shit resurfacing about what a bad driver he is? Yeah, I don't know if he should be driving anymore. But all that plastic surgery he had done, it was crazy. I think I have a. Let me show you guys something. This is good. So someone posted a side by side or like a top down of Vince McMahon from 5 years ago versus how Vince looks today. Take a look at this. Look at that. 5 years ago, right there. And now. You can just see his face melting. He let his hair like. Honestly, I was starting to dig the fucking the Vince McMahon Senor McMahon telenovela Univision villain with the pencil mustache and the jet black hair. Like Vince McMahon would be like the ultimate soap opera villain. I was starting to dig it, and now it just looks. And then he held out. He kept the mustache for a little while, kept the shoe polish hair, and now he's got this weird skunk-looking thing going on up here. Let me zoom in a little on this. Hang on. Oh, maybe I can't zoom in. There's the zoom. Okay. So look at that face. Old, wrinkly, grizzled. "Oh, you're fired. I'm Vince McMahon." To now. "I'm Vince McMahon. I just crapped my pants. Ha 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 ha. Let me get behind the wheel of my $150,000 hot car. Da 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 da. Whoops! I crashed again. Ha 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 ha. I'm Vince McMahon. The laws don't apply to me." Look at those tiny, beady little eyes. Looks like he had some eye job done. Can't even see out of them. It's very weird. So odd. And the Mr. Spock eyebrows. It's the funniest thing. It really is fucking hilarious. All right, let me get rid of this shit before I lose my mind. I already have lost my mind. Okay, where is it? There it is. Boom. Pow. I'm back. Okay, let me get out of this. Pissing me off. There we go. Yeah, Vince looked like shit, T-Bag. He looks like the Joker. Whoever does Botox should be fired. He looks like a failed fusion of Gotenks. I don't know what that is. You'll have to explain it, T-Bag. Let's get one from 2015 now and put all three together. Wonder if he bumps his theme music, pulling it up into places. I'm sure he blasts Hulk Hogan's theme on repeat. Except, you know what is pathetic? It probably was the reason why he got into the car accident, because it's no coincidence that the morning Hulk Hogan dies, Vince McMahon wrecks his car. He just happens to be on the road. Like, I have a feeling that it's possible that maybe Vince was on his phone. Maybe somebody called him while he was behind the wheel and told him that Hulk Hogan died. And I can understand why that would hit Vince hard. I mean, you saw, like, to this day, if you talk about, like, two ways, like, the number one way to make Vince McMahon cry is to bring up his father or Andre. You could make Vince McMahon cry talking about his father or talking about Andre the Giant. I know Vince's Achilles heel. If I went up to Vince McMahon on the streets and say, "Hey, Vinny, the garden will always be the garden," just like that, with that same inflection, if I said that to Vince, he would start fucking full on crying his goddamn eyes out. Guaranteed. The garden will always be the garden. Just say that to Vince. Trust me. You'll make the motherfucker whine like a bubbling little baby. I don't know what I just said. Vince versus Hogan at WrestleMania 19 was an underrated great street fight. It actually was. Because they didn't try to wrestle each other. They just literally beat the fucking piss out of each other. And you know goddamn well that they did not throw work punches at each other. They were probably just slugging each other for real. I could totally see Vince McMahon just purposely stiffing Hogan during that match. So yes, I agree. That was definitely an underrated great street fight. It's true. What else has been going on? Yeah. And that was on purpose. That was very much on purpose. Yeah, the Vince thing's wild. But whatever. What else is going on in wrestling? Karrion Kross. I think he was hoping to get like the R-Truth treatment. Like the same fan outrage and social media campaign. I mean, this is a thinly veiled attempt at that, Karrion Kross. You just need to come out and admit it, that you're trying to pull a Ron Killings here. That's what this is called. This is called the Ron Killings maneuver. And I don't know if your execution of this maneuver is going to be quite as effective as Ron's. I don't think that TKO is at risk of bad publicity in mainstream media if they don't re-sign you, as they were if they didn't re-sign Ron Killings. Hate to break it to you. You're very talented. You and your wife have great chemistry on screen. No disrespect. I have nothing against you. But trying to hold WWE over the fucking fire like this, I don't know if that's going to be super effective, but I guess it's kind of working. There's been talks on it, and there was, according to this was reported by Ringside News, but this was on Meltzer's stupid show, Wrestling Observer Radio. Mr. Doesn't Clean His House. Quote, the idea is when it's someone who they don't care about, how do they do it? You know, before the thing started, I mean, I was absolutely told, like, this is how. What are we talking about? Dave Meltzer used the situation to explain WWE's broader approach to contract talks, saying this strategy is based heavily on how much money the company values talent. Wasn't offered anything. Okay. With only 20. He was only offered a deal just days before his contract expired, with only 24 hours to make a decision. And Scarlett wasn't offered anything at that stage because WWE wanted to lock him in first. Oh, that's a dick move. Wow. They didn't make her an offer as a fucking bargaining chip to have leverage over Karrion Kross and get him to commit. So that way, when they lowball her, he can't pull a Jerry the King Lawler and say, fuck you guys, I'm going home. Oh man, I don't know how you motherfuckers sleep at night. Oh, yes, I do. In beds filled with lots of $100 bills. I gotta say, TKO is becoming almost even more ruthless than Vince McMahon is. Like, they cut the severance packages like in half for their corporate staff that they lay off. Like, Vince actually offered a pretty generous deal. TKO, which is like WWE, is more profitable than it's ever fucking been. And maybe it's because they are stingy as fuck. That's wild. Yeah. It's crazy. Very manipulative. But I don't know, man. I think Tony Khan, the way things are going right now, I think he needs to get Karrion Kross and Scarlett signed. I didn't think so a week ago, but after seeing what I just read in the news today, I think they do need to sign him, and they need to get as many stars signed and locked down as possible. WWE is actively trying to kill All Elite Wrestling now. I feel like 6 months ago, you saw him as competition, but it kind of didn't really acknowledge them so much and left it alone and doing their own thing. Now WWE is making some very calculated maneuvers. And I think it was predicted correctly by Eric Bischoff that any year TNA could very well be the number 2 wrestling company in the world. And WWE wants that. They want AEW out of the picture so they can create a facade of a number 2 company, but it's a number 2 company that is under control of World Wrestling Entertainment. I think WWE is really close to buying the company. I definitely think they have first right of refusal if Anthem chooses to sell it. Oh. WWE is attracting a lot of eyes to TNA. And in many ways, TNA is a better show, a better product than AEW. They leaned their game. They didn't try, and Dixie tried to do this for a hot minute where they were running in 20,000 seat arenas, but they quickly realized it wouldn't work, and it's not working for AEW either. So they always ran in small venues, and now AEW is finally following that. And WWE, what they really want to do is they want to kill AEW and by costing them their next TV rights deal. I didn't realize this, but AEW's current deal with Warner Brothers Discovery that expires in 2 years, like $550 million. That is insane. I mean, that's less than half of what WWE's deal is, but I have a new respect for AEW from a business perspective. They are obviously the number 2 wrestling company in the world, and by a huge margin. It's WWE, AEW, and everybody else. Maybe TNA is like the if it's a solar system, if you look at it like the wrestling solar system, where WWE is planet Earth, AEW is Venus, and fucking TNA is Mars, and what's another pissant company? GCW, they're like Pluto. Something like that. I don't fucking know. But they're trying to kill it. They are trying to murder it. They don't want them to get a new TV rights deal. And they're going to do that by booking shows head-to-head against AEW's big events. There's talk about them booking PLEs ahead of all. There's talk about John Cena's last match going head-to-head against AEW. They are really trying to kill this company, and I don't know that competing head-to-head is going to necessarily hurt or help AEW the way that it both hurt and helped WCW. Because remember, back then, all we had were VCRs. It was a lot of effort to watch one program and record another. And then TiVo came out, became a thing. People started recording 2 shows at once. Now everything's streamed. And honestly, nobody really gives a have you guys noticed nobody gets bent out of shape about spoilers of WWE anymore? Because everyone's so smartened up to the business, and usually now these spoilers, they reveal a pretty decent show, so you want to go back and watch it anyway. I certainly do that. So, I don't know. I think Warner Brothers Discovery would be wise to put some support behind AEW, which they are. And I think AEW needs to aggressively lock down some big stars. I hate to break it to you, Tony, but Adam Copeland's not going to save your business. He's not putting any extra butts in seats. He's 55 years old now? And reuniting with Christian, who's in his 50s? Give me a break. Sweet nostalgia. I still think MJF is in the top 5 most entertaining wrestlers in the world. Tony needs to lock him the fuck down. Pay the man. Who gives a shit about the Young Bucks? You made business decisions to please your friends, your drinking buddies, and it cost you the biggest draw your company ever fucking had. You dumb son of a... recovered from that. You got to keep Toni Storm and keep her timeless. You got to. Losing Cody and losing Punk to WWE. You done bad. You directly fed WWE like 3 WrestleMania main events in the last 5 years. You fed WWE 3 WrestleMania main events in the last 5 years. It's fucking embarrassing. This is war. Start acting like it. You're going to war. They want to move TNA head-to-head against AEW Dynamite on a network with more clearance than Axis. You should be shitting your goddamn pants right now. Wipe your ass, get on the phone, and get to work. Get to work, Tony Khan. What's going on in the live chat? MLW, they're like Saturn. Neptune. MLW would be planet Neptune. Who's Shawnee McLean? Tom Pearl eat his poop and ate some fingerfish. I don't know what the fuck that means, you sick freak. Ernie misses WWE Network. Can you give a shout out to Jeff Sokol? He's a legend. Are you talking about the guy from fucking the guy that brought the pizza on that episode of To Catch a Predator? Is that what you're talking about, Shawnee McLean? If so, kudos, sir. Kudos. You win the internet for that one. What a guy. Do you think Mox is going back to WWE? His reputation's shot to shit, just like Copeland's is. I'm sorry. For a guy that he worked the WWE style pretty good for a fucking backyard garbage wrestler. Cuts himself up every other match. In my opinion. In my opinion. Yeah. What else is going on? Ba-ba-ba. Speaking of that, I did read something that was kind of funny. Roblox permanently banned and threatened to sue the YouTuber Schlep for right now there's a trend on YouTube where content creators are doing Chris Hansen copycat channels where they go after people that do terrible things like that. And there's a lot of copycat channels out there. I don't know that I necessarily like the ones where they beat the crap out of the guy first, because the idea is that they're not going to press charges against you because they're too busy worrying about saving their own ass and what jury is going to convict you, blah, 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 blah. So that's why they smack them around. They usually will give them some instructions, and then when they start to make an excuse, they'll slap him across the face. And then when they're done fucking with the guy, then usually the cops will come and arrest him. I don't know how I feel about that for a number of reasons. none of them are defending the suspect, though. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, Roblox banned this guy because I guess he was doing stings on Roblox. And his reasoning that this person actually had a personal reason for doing this. He said when he was a kid, he was groomed on Roblox by a popular developer, and he felt manipulated. He felt the person had power over him. And so that was his inspiration. So he said he kept spotting them, even in an innocent sandbox theme park game. And then he started catching predators on Roblox. And he says he's got 6 people arrested, at least some of them on felony charges. Wow. That's crazy. So anyway, Roblox banned him and threatened to sue him. So now apparently Roblox supports terrible people, according to this person. Crazy. Crazy what a gross world we live in. What? Jared Fogel's getting out? I thought he had like 4 more years to go. What? Hang on. Hang on 1 second here. This is news to me. Is Jared Fogel getting out of prison? He was sentenced in 2015 to 15 years. Wow. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't have. That's crazy. Mohammed said, "Did you hear about Hulk Hogan was planning on coming back to WWE prior to his death? I mean, he couldn't wrestle anymore. His spine was fucked. He was walking with a cane. He was like the Hunchback of Notre Dame." So, yeah. Anyway, I'm hungry. I got the munchies. I can go eat. I got shit to do and places to go. Anyway, no, this was fun. I did 2 shows this week. Imagine that. Give me a round of applause, everyone. Good stuff to come. Anyway, follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/RealNoahMania. You can also follow me on x.com/RealNoahMania. Be quiet, Jeremy. This is fun. You guys are awesome, by the way. Anyway. Yeah, I'm tired. Hang on. Hang on. What am I looking for here? All right, I'm out. See you guys. Have a good night. See you next week.
Turning up the lights, he's dropping the truth, no holding back. Every wrestling move and every hot track, from the backstage gossip to the latest fight, Noah Mania's here to keep it all tight. From SmackDown to Hollywood and the YouTube scene, he's breaking it down like you've never seen. All the drama, the tea, and the viral news, you'll never miss a thing, he's got all the views. From the squared circle to the red carpet bright, Noah Mania's rising and he's taking flight. He's got the takes that'll never tame. When it comes to news, he's the king of the game. Noah Mania's on the rise, watch him take control. The biggest name on YouTube and he's on a roll. Wrestling drama, all the world's trends. Tune in now, cause the fun never ends. Noah Mania's got the vision, the heat, the fire, climbing higher and higher. He's your empire, the biggest YouTuber, watch him ignite. It's Noah Mania, turning up the light. From the mat to the screen, from the ring to the dream, Noah Mania's got the world on the edge of their seats. Wrestling, drama, entertainment, he's bringing it all. And the biggest YouTuber, yeah, that's Noah standing tall. Noah Mania's on the rise, watch him take control. The biggest name on YouTube and he's on a roll. Wrestling, drama, all the world's trends. Tune in now, cause the fun never ends. Noah Mania's on the vision, the heat, the fire, climbing higher and higher. He's your empire, the biggest YouTuber, watch him ignite. It's Noah Mania, turning up the lights. Get ready, Noah Mania is taking over. Stay tuned, stay hyped, cause this is just the start.